So you're a real estate wholesaler, flipper, some sort of cash buyer. You flip houses to make a profit and you want to get your website ranked on Google because we all do. It's the greatest motivated sellers you'll ever receive. And I really just can't find anything better throughout all the sources that we've done in our company. Last year in the year 2024, we did 84 wholesaling deals, a lot of them coming from our website on Google, including our Google Business Profile, our website, as well as a PPC campaign. Now, how did I do this? Because I did this trial and error by myself, which honestly I really don't recommend a whole lot because it took a lot of my time, and the really only reason I did it by myself was because I didn't have enough money to pay somebody else to do it like I do it now for other people. So if you're interested throughout this video and you're curious about what it would be like if I did your website, Google Business Profile, and your PPC campaign for you in your local market, click the link below, marketingformotivatedsellers.com, and I'd love to chat with you. Now, how did I get the ability to become the premier cash home buyer in my local market? Sioux Falls, South Dakota. It's a 250, 300,000 person town, metro area roughly. It's that big. It's nothing crazy at all. We get probably 2 to 3 deals every single month from it, and it's not a very big place at all. You wouldn't think there'd be that many leads that actually come through the website, but we get them every single week, multiple every single week. And it's shocking when you actually become the premier cash home buyer in your area and what actually happens to your business. It's insane. So how did I get ranked? Because as you can see here on the screen, Sell My House Fast Sioux Falls, that's obviously a great keyword to rank for. Our PPC campaign's there. We also have a Google Business Profile campaign there, as well as our business profile is there, as well as our website is there. Now, you can't tell me that a cash or a person who's looking to sell their house fast for cash is not going to click on at least one of those things. And this is what I call the trifecta system. If you can master this, you will get unlimited leads every single week to your website. And it happens to us every single week, all the time. And let's just go and dive in exactly how I did this, and I'm going to go in the short version of how I did this so it's not too boring. If you're curious and you want to see me do this step by step of exactly how I literally recorded myself step by step making a client's website from start to finish, exactly how I'm going to get it to rank necessary, right? All the videos are down below, how to rank your Google Business Profile, as well as my masterclass for free, just YouTube videos, 1 hour unedited videos long. It's 6 hours of content. Link below in order. Watch those if you want to have the same results as this. But basically, what the first thing we need to do is we need to now go ahead and pick our strategy. So we can't just make a website out of thin air and just decide, oh, we're just going to rank, nationwide, or we're going to rank in a few different states. That's not how it works. In real estate investment, I mean, there's competitors everywhere, right? So you go over to Nashville, for example. Sell My House Fast in Nashville. Right? There's all kinds of competitors. And as you can see here, we have multiple people who are using their homepage, right? Our top 3 people are using their homepage. So what does this mean? Well, when I see something like this, especially when 5 out of the 10 people are using their homepage to rank in your top backyard market, so what I typically like to do strategy-wise is just pick your top backyard market, whatever you're closest to. Right? Whatever's the biggest city, because that's where you're going to get the best leads, because I would rather you be the premier buyer in one backyard market rather than trying to dabble in all these different markets, right? Take it from me, in our area, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, it's not very big, but we crush it, right? We do well. And it's because we have doubled down on being the premier person to sell your house fast to in our area. So that's what I recommend as far as strategy. And reason being is going back to the homepage thing is because when you look at all of these top 3 competitors and they're all using their homepage, you naturally are going to have to compete with your homepage. It's just a fact. You are not going to outrank them using a location page or a sub page or anything like that. You have to use the front of your homepage, your front page of your website has to be dedicated towards selling your house fast in Nashville. And I say this because I don't want you wasting time, energy, money on trying to rank in all these other places, because I'd rather you be the guy or girl in a local market rather than just dabbling in all these different places where you become okay at some places. It's cheaper and better just to dabble into one market. So that's the strategy. Whatever that backyard market is for you, so be it, right? Get your homepage to rank, get your Google Business Profile to rank in that local market. Promise you it's going to be worth your while. So that's the strategy. Just pick your best backyard market, the one that you're closest to or where you do most of your deals at. Simply put, that's it. Now, What we're going to do next is we're going to have to study the competition. Now, ranking a website, it's very complex. Basically, how you do it, and it's simple, but not easy at all. And so what you have to do is you really just narrow down to Google has a job. Their job is to provide the best results, meaning they are going to provide results that are the most credible as well as the most relevant to whatever you're looking up. That is how they make money, because there's people that run ads for these searches. There's people that are doing everything they're trying to do because Google's the highest search engine by an insane margin. Insane margin. And like nothing else comes even close to Google, and that's why it's so avid to try to get your website to rank for this. And that's why people run ads in it. And so that is their job. So how do we do this? Well, pretty much there's really no cookie cutter system. If you're trying to rank in Nashville, if you're trying to rank in Las Vegas, if you're trying to rank in St. Louis, Missouri, it's all different. There's each SERP or search engine results page is going to rank a different way. People who rank in St. Louis are not going to rank the same way in Nashville. It's just a fact. It's just not going to happen. Now, there is obviously basics to understand with SEO, but you need to understand what your competitors are doing and how they are ranking, because Google is clearly rewarding them. What are they doing? Let's break it down of exactly why they're ranking. That's all you need to find out, and this is what we call competition analysis. This is the first thing. Once you develop where you're going to build a website, that's the first thing you do is competition analysis. Now, like I said, I have a whole video link below in the description of an entire 1-hour video of me analyzing competition. I definitely recommend the watch if you want to do this yourself. Now, all you have to really do in a nutshell is you click on the website and you obviously see it pull up here. I use a Chrome extension that's completely free called SEO Quake, as you can see right here. So then I go to page info, and it's going to give me the whole breakdown of how many words they have on their page, how many times they use the word. It's very detailed, but really the basics of it. You can go in as detailed as you want to, and honestly, the more detail, the better, which you can watch. I go in a very high detail in my video below, but for today, we're just gonna do the word count and the header count. Meaning, so the word count, I mean, obviously it's 2,600 words, and we go in here and I use a different Chrome extension called SEO Pro extension by Marketing Syrup for my headers, and it's going to give us all the headers that we have. Now, just a disclaimer, this is quite a few headings, more than normal for a SERP, but this is my exact example. These guys are ranking #1, and they have a ton of headers, right? So there's not cookie cutter and anything when it comes to SEO. You have to push navigate and just find a way to rank and just scratch and claw. That's pretty much the name of the game. So as you can see here, we probably have, let's see here, probably 28, 29, 32, 56. Yep. So we have 64 headers. That's a lot. That's a lot of headers. So we have 2,600 words and 64 headers. Okay, so let's go to the second person, if it works. So we're going to go to the second person, Chris Buys Houses. Okay, so we're going to go over here, SEO Quake again. Now we have 1,100 words. Interesting. That's not very much. Let's go over back to the SEO Pro extension. We now are going to count the headers. We have 27 headers. So we now have gone to 64 to 27 headers with 1,100 words. Interesting. So now let's go to number 3, 299cash.com. Let's see. Let's do this again. So now we have 1,700 words. Okay. Let's go back, and we have 11 headers. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So basically all you need to do when you analyze the competition for this is you are basically taking the word count and their header count, and you're dialing in the numbers of how many they have on their page, and you're going to average it out. So for a quick math, I haven't done the actual math, but say 64 plus, forgot how many headers was on here, 64 plus, I believe it was 26, plus 11. So you're going to take the addition of all 3 of those and divide it by 3, and that's your average of how many headers are going to need to be on your page to fit in the SERP. You want to fit in the SERP like sardines. You don't want to be too big, you don't want to be too little, because you're not going to go anywhere. If you go over optimizing, it's not going to help you. If you under optimize, it's not going to help you. So you need to fit in the pack like sardines, so we need to find the average of their word count and their header count. Once you have that, now you have your blueprint after you've analyzed the competition to now what we will do is create the content. Now, when you create content, it's very simple. all you really have to do, I like to use topicalrelevance.com, and I go to LSI entities in Google. It's going to make me do this, which is fine. We'll just kind of go with this. Bear with me here. Go in this. All right. So we're going to go in here, and I'm going to enter the keyword sell my house fast Nashville. Right? So then what you're going to do is once you have your blueprint, say the average is going to be 30 headers and the average is going to be 1,800 words. Great. Now you can structure your content around that. So you can say, okay, I'm going to need this many body paragraphs, this many headers on my page, and you can just kind of build it out. But the first thing you need to do is just get the content created. And when I look this up, this is also free, topicalrelevance.com. I don't pay for this at all. Is you go over here and it's going to show you these LSI and entities. And basically what these are is these are phrases and keywords that Google likes to see that are related to the keyword you're trying to rank for. Hence, they want to see all these words on your page. They want to see these phrases. They want to see these single keywords. They want to see the frequency, Nashville, Tennessee, homeowners, all this stuff. They want to see that. So this is basically a cheat code. So now you have your blueprint, you have the paragraphs and the headers set up, and now all you need to do is fill your content with this stuff right here. Literally, just fill your content with it at the exact average that we have it at. That's it. Nothing, you don't need to overthink it, and not at all. Then you create the content. And if you want to get even crazier with it, you can go and use a software called Page Optimizer Pro. I'm not affiliated with this company whatsoever. I just know they do a great job. Page Optimizer Pro, if you want it, it's like $30 a month to do it. But you can go in and you can, once you create your website fully, and I like to use Carrot personally, once you create your website in Carrot or WordPress or wherever, you can then put your URL in this and compare it to all of your competitors. So you go in here and you're going to be like, I want to compare it to these 3 URLs. And it's going to take all those averages of you and it's going to give you like a blueprint of you need to follow this. But it's easier to do once you have your content just created. So that's what I'd recommend. That's basically creating content. It's very simple and you can literally use ChatGPT to create all your content. Don't overthink it. It's not as crazy as you think. So now we've created our content. And now what we need to do is optimize. Okay, so we now have our website created, we have our content created, we have it dialed in so it's going to fit just like a sardine in the SERP. Perfect. Okay, now what do we do? How do we optimize it to make it better? Well, we obviously need to make sure we have our meta title on point, right? Like we have Nashville, we buy houses, cash offer for house, quick house sale. That's the meta title. This is what they actually see, as you can see here. This is what they see when they click on the link. That's a meta title, and it obviously plays a factor. I like to use a lot of sell your house fast in Nashville. We buy houses cash or something like that. You don't have to get too crazy with it. It's not going to be all make or break as far as you ranking or not, but it definitely helps. Description, I usually like to make this very simple. It's like, are you looking to sell your house fast in Nashville? Turn to Tennessee Home Solution for the premier cash home buyers in Nashville, or something like that. You don't have to overthink this as well. So that's going to be the first part of optimizing, is just making sure your title and description are there. Obviously, it has other things on here. You don't need to get too crazy with it. So now we have our headers, we have status, links, images. Now this is where the next thing will be very important to optimize your page. You now have meta title, description, you have everything set up. Now what you need to do is you need to do what we call alternative text or alt text. And basically how to explain this is you're just trying to explain an image to Google as if somebody was blind looking at the photo, like describe the image. Well, they have this set up, but what is a benefit is if you use keywords in your alt text to describe your image, it's going to give you a boost, without a doubt. The studies have shown, and it's proven. There's a reason all your competition is doing it if you look into them. So you can, just like this person, you can see that they have alt text here. Uses a lot of company names, Sell My House Fast Tennessee, Cash Home Buyer, Middle Tennessee, right? You can just see, you get my point. All of his images have alt text on them, and this is going to be another great way to get your text or your page optimized. So now the third thing that I'm going to go about is internal links. Basically what I would like to see is you want to go down your page and you want to make sure you have links to all of your other pages. Obviously these are natural. These are going to be other links to all of your other pages. Perfect. That's all you need. But sometimes if your competition is going a little extra and they want to add a few, like get a cash offer now, right? Or that's a CSS code button. But you get the point where if there's a link in here, like if I go to this link, internal links, and I go to, like blog, how it works, they go to investors, you can click on this, and it's just, they have over 86 links linking to all other pages on their website, which is if they're doing this, you need to be also doing this. So that's the third thing you need to do, is just link to all the other pages on your website as much as you can, just because it's going to help Google just realize, okay, they're real. It's going to help your pages get crawled better, indexed better, which is kind of more complicated process. But what we're going to do now is go to external links. And basically what external links is, you're linking out to things that you don't own, right? Obviously, they're linking to their Better Business Bureau profile. And they have a few other things like their Twitter, Instagram, and that's really all you need. All you need is just link out to your social medias, and if you have Better Business Bureau, Yelp, whatever the case may be, that's usually the best external links you can find. So go ahead and do that. You do your internal links linking to all the other pages that you own, and externally to any social media or directories you are a part of. Now, the last thing you're going to do is go to schema. Now, this is very interesting, and this gets more complicated, and honestly, I almost debated not even talking about this because it gets very complicated, and but it does help. What you need to do is you need to go to, and this is what a great video would be, or not a video, a great website is, schema markup generator by Technical SEO. Yep, same website I was using, or this is Topical Relevance, Technical SEO. And you can go in here, and what I would recommend is at least creating local business schema, because hopefully you have created a Google business profile by this point, and you create local business schema, and it's just going to ask you for all the details, and all you got to do is go up here, copy it, and you paste it in the code. Carrot makes it very easy to do this. I know they have help articles on how to paste this in their code. Very easy, probably the easiest way to do it. WordPress, you're getting a little bit more complicated there. I like local business, organization. I also like, you can add maybe product. I like at least website. And also you can just do like breadcrumb, but everyone's different, and you just have to look at each of your competitors and just see what they did. Like they have a lot of, this is a lot of schema. I don't usually see this much. They have place, person, article, video. I usually like local business, web page, and organization. That's all I like. Usually I use that for most of my clients. So that's the fourth thing, to really optimize it. Now, what is next here? Pretty much. Now we have backlinks, right? So basically what backlinks are is, say that, for example, Tennessee Home Solution was, somebody like the New York Times wrote an article about Tennessee Home Solution. Wow, my Tennessee Home Solution is the best cash home buyer in Tennessee or Nashville. Yada, 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 for these reasons, and we're going to link to their website, right? Now, a backlink is essentially somebody writing an article about your website, and they're putting a link in the article linking to your profile or your website. And basically what happens there is Google sees this as, okay, they're going to, every time Google has a web page that gets indexed and they see it over time, they're going to give you an authority score, right? And what happens is that, say that the New York Times, who is a very authoritative source, writes an article about My Tennessee Home Solution and links it over to their website. That is an insanely credible source. And what happens in Google's eyes, the way they see it, okay, if the New York Times like this guy, we like him too. We're going to give him a boost, right? Now, you only need backlinks. Backlinks are absolutely worthless if your on-page is not correct. So make sure to check your content, analyze your competition correctly, and write really, really good content. You need to have everything optimized on your page, all your links, everything optimized before you even start trying to get backlinks. And you don't want to do too many. You just want to keep it natural, keep it real, because in the long term, that's going to be the best solution. But that's basically what backlinks are. Now, what I recommend for backlinks is simply just get directories. Directories is in Yelp, Yellow Pages, anything, Better Business Bureau. Any of these links, those are the best ones that you're going to get, because you can put your website link in there and it'll go back to your website. As well as what I would recommend, and this is something I would highly recommend you sign up for. This is called Haro Outreach. And basically what you can do is Haro Link Building. I know there's people that you can pay to do this, but Haro Link Building, build powerful links that rank. And basically what this is Haro stands for Help a Reporter Out. And essentially what it is you are reaching out to these, You are reaching out to these reporters who need help, right? They need help. They need a resource on an article they're writing. And there's a lot of real estate related articles. There's a lot of them. And basically what you do is you just do a lot of outreach, and they'll reach out to you via email when you sign up. So you go, this is the actual one. So you put your email address in here, and then they'll send you different opportunities to your email. And then what you'll do is they're going to say, hey, I would really like an excerpt for this, and you're going to be competing against other people, and they're going to take the best one. Now, you're going to reach out to them with these articles, and they may take it, and then they'll quote you that you said this in their article, in a real article, like Realtor.com. Like, these are high quality links, and this is the only ones I would really do, in my opinion. You do these Herald links, and then they link to your website in the article. So you're getting these insanely good backlinks for free, which is very hard to do in the SEO world. You're getting these insane backlinks from very relevant sources to your website, and once you do that, you get plenty of those over time. It is tough to beat. That is tough to beat. So that is pretty much the strategy as far as building it. Now, what do you do now? And as you can see, you just have to wait, right? Continue. You have make sure your on page is perfect. Make sure you're getting as many backlinks as you can organically as possible, right? You're doing that, and all you have to do now is just wait, right? Just wait. You're going to all of a sudden rank pretty well. You're going to get a little bit of traffic that Google's going to see that. They're going to see how they react on your website. You might get a form fill out. Oh my gosh, we got a form fill out, right? And that's only just going to build the momentum. Once you build enough momentum, you now will build digital real estate that is going to be very, very, very tough to beat. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is by putting in so much work, putting in the effort, waiting the 6 to 12 months to get to the top. And I promise you, you will not regret it. So that's my rundown. I mean, there's really nothing else to it. It's very simple, but it's definitely not easy at all. It takes a lot of effort, time, energy, money sometimes, right? Now, if you're interested and you'd rather have somebody like me do this for you, I get it. We're real estate investors, not digital marketers. Click the link below, Marketing for Motivated Sellers. I'd love to see you there, as far as if you want to book a call with me, and I'd love to see your application and see if it's a great fit for you. But if you want to just do this yourself, you're like, I think I can do this myself. It doesn't seem too hard. That's fine. I was in the same boat in the beginning. All the links of my YouTube videos that are 1 hour long, literally a free masterclass, nothing at all, down in the link below that shows you step by step exactly how I did it. So very simple. But yeah, don't overthink this. Just simply put in the work, follow the videos if you go that route. But I definitely appreciate you watching. If you have any questions, please comment below. Shoot me a DM on Instagram, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. It helped me out a lot. Thanks so much.